Hey guys, it's Lauren and welcome back to my channel for the love of. If you are joining me or clicking on my channel for the first time, I want to say welcome and thank you for taking the time to click on this fall Q&A video. And if you're a returning viewer or subscriber, welcome back guys. This is going to be a little bit different than my normal candle review, haul, all that jazz, but you guys, today I'm doing something a little different. I figured it'd be a fun little, at least fun for me, and I hope you guys enjoy it, a little switch of pace instead of the standard reviews. I got my coffee here, I have my little fall getup. I actually am burning my Kringle apple chutney to get into the fall feel. Today we're going to be doing a fall Q&A video. I was actually tagged by Sean from Hearth and Soul, and he actually asked me to do this fall Q&A video. I'm not sure if he's the one who compiled them. I believe he is, and I know a few other people are doing theirs as well. And I thought it'd be a fun little switch up. You guys can get to know a little bit about me. I know we're all into fall, and it's full-on autumn madness. Everyone's super excited for their fall candles. So I thought it'd be fun to do some fall questions, and you guys comment down below. Any of these questions, I have them typed out right here. Feel free to comment down below what your favorite fall activities and items and all that jazz are, and then we can kind of compare and contrast. So this is just going to be a very relaxed video, and I looked at the questions, I kind of copied and pasted them. So it's kind of fun for me too, because I haven't even really thought about what the answers will be, so it's just going to be off the top of my head. I got my Starbucks coffee. Speaking of fall, I believe Starbucks, this isn't pumpkin spice latte. This is actually, do you guys remember the molten mocha from, I think it was a year ago, maybe 2 years ago in February? They had a Valentine's Day molten mocha specialty drink only for February. It's so good, it's amazing, and I still get it to this day. I have to go to the same Starbucks most of the time because they don't always know what ingredients are in it, because I guess the molten mocha button is no longer on Starbucks menu. Those of you, if you guys work Starbucks, you probably know what I'm talking about. But pumpkin spice latte, I believe, recently just came out or got released and is available at Starbucks now. I've seen a lot of people Instagramming it. I haven't gotten my pumpkin spice latte yet. I think I'm gonna wait till September until it cools off a little bit. Out in Michigan, we're almost gonna be like heat index of almost 100, which coming from Arizona, you would think I'd be used to 100-degree heat, but we have humidity. So it doesn't quite feel like fall, but we're gonna get into the fall feel today. So anyways, if you guys love Starbucks, pumpkin spice latte is back. I did get a Tim Hortons. Those of you who live in Michigan and Canada will know Tim Hortons is amazing as well. Their pumpkin spice iced lattes, is that what they're called? Iced cappuccinos. Those are really good too. Let's dive into the video, you guys. This is gonna be fun. All right, first question is, what is your favorite autumn month? So September, October, or November? Ooh, okay. I'm gonna go off of, all these I'm gonna base them off of being in Michigan. Even though I was born and raised in Michigan, I've been out west for the past, decade. But for Michigan purposes, I would say my favorite autumn month would have to be kind of end of September, October, only because once it hits November, in Michigan, I mean, the leaves pretty much, they're all gone, and sometimes we get snow already. So I would have to say mid-September, end September into October, simply because the leaves are gorgeous. When I did not live out in Michigan after I had moved, the one thing I missed from being in Nevada and Arizona is I just missed the seasons. I missed just the gorgeous color changes of fall. You can't find that anywhere else unless if you're in the Midwest or in an area with lots of leaves and fall foliage. So I would have to say end of September going into beginning October, right before the leaves start dropping. And when they're all beautiful and in those deep oranges and reds. My favorite autumn activity, burning fall candles. Actually, it's really funny. When I lived out west, and those of you who live like in California, Nevada, Arizona, even maybe some of you that live like maybe in Florida, I know for me, I would always joke with my coworkers, and I don't know if I've ever publicly mentioned this, but since I'm no longer with the company, I'm gonna just put this out there. I used to be a store manager with Bath & Body Works when I was out west. So, and I exited the company because I moved. I absolutely love the brand. But I used to kind of joke around with my customers out there and even some of my coworkers out in Arizona. We would say the only way we know that it's fall or autumn out west is because of Starbucks pumpkin spice lattes and because of Bath and Body Works candles. So it's one of those things that if you don't have the seasons, you really want to get into that feel. But if like your demographic area, your geographic location doesn't allow for it, sometimes we need little reminders, right? So I would say my favorite autumn activity, it's kind of hard. I would say growing up, just playing in the leaves, raking leaves. For me nowadays, I love my fall candles. I love reviewing burning fall candles. I love decorating the house for fall. I know a lot of people will go apple picking and carving pumpkins. I've certainly done that. I do like making pumpkin pie. I'd say maybe that's more Thanksgiving-esque. But I'd say my favorite really fall activity that I do consistently nowadays is try new fall candles and decorate for fall. It just gives it that cozy feel. So I'd say decorating for fall, trying out fall candles, and then when I was growing up as a child, definitely playing in the leaves. That's big fun. Have you seen fall foliage? Yes, absolutely. I'm a native Michigander, so I was lucky enough to grow up, and I didn't realize the rest of, the states or many other countries didn't have just this gorgeous change of seasons, and I'm really fortunate and glad to be back. This will be my first fall back in Michigan in almost 9 years, so I did come back to visit during the fall, but this is going to be my first full fall, so I'm really excited for that. Favorite autumn drink? Gosh, there's a lot of different seasonal drinks. Obviously, Starbucks has all their... I love any of the pumpkin spice stuff, pumpkin spice lattes, the iced ones, all that jazz. I do love a really good cup of hot apple cider once in a while. I think it's delicious, but I would say of the ones that I consume the most during fall as of, the past 5 years or so, it's got to be Starbucks, or at least like Tim Hortons now. They have their iced cappuccinos in the pumpkin spice, and those are very delicious as well. Let's see. Sorry. Thirsty. My favorite pumpkin food. Favorite pumpkin food. Okay, I know when it hits fall, everyone goes nuts with pumpkin everything. And I agree, sometimes it's a little overboard. I like the pumpkin drinks. I like the spiced apple, warm pumpkin-y drinks. Those are good. I know sometimes they just put pumpkin in everything, kind of just as like a novelty. But I feel like my favorite pumpkin food is pretty standard, pretty basic. I just love a good pumpkin pie. I love pumpkin pie. Favorite autumn scent? Oh my gosh. There's so many different fragrances. When I think of autumn, I think of like apples, fresh, crisp, light cinnamon. And when I think of kind of getting into end of fall, Thanksgiving, I start thinking of like bakery scents, heavier pumpkin, clove, pumpkin pie. It depends on what month it is and I guess how close it is to Thanksgiving. If I could burn just one scent for, September, October, November though, I would say it'd be a Bath and Body Works candle, Radiant Red Maple. It came out, what was it, like 4 years ago? My all-time favorite fall fragrance, and I wish they would bring it back. It reminds me of when I first started at Bath and Body Works. I had burned their candles in the past, but I absolutely loved Radiant Red Maple, and that kind of reminded me just of, because I was out west, it reminded me of home. It was just cozy and apples, and it had this smoky scent to it. Vanilla, beautiful. Radiant Red Maple, so I guess that has apple, vanilla, and a little bit of a woodsy scent. I do like woodsy scents if they're not like bonfire woodsy. My favorite autumn destination. Okay, I don't know if I've ever really went anywhere like for the exact purpose of it's fall, we have to go somewhere to visit. I would just say for me, I really just enjoy the little things every day when you're, commuting to work or, you're running errands or whatever during the fall, going through, in the area I live, we have this gorgeous parkway that kind of winds through a lot of the cities. I'm outside of Metro Detroit right now. I know some of you have asked that. And it is gorgeous. It cuts through a lot of cities and it is just beautiful during the fall. You can see almost like the branches kind of bending inward, and you see this gorgeous colors. So for me, it's just all about the view and being able to see the drive and appreciating that I'm in an area that has that scenery. Favorite autumn memory as a child? Gosh, Halloween, of course. That's Halloween and Thanksgiving. I would say any other than holiday type things, I would say my favorite thing growing up, and sometimes I hated it because it was a lot of work, but raking leaves. When I was little, we just used old-fashioned rakes. Like, it wasn't until I was much older my dad like broke down and got like a leaf blower, and we had a pretty big lot. So, I mean, in the fall we would have to rake the leaves, and we had lots of trees around us, so it would take, several hours to just rake up all these leaves. But at the end of it, I got to make giant leaf piles, and I would just like dive into them before we bagged them up. And around Halloween time, you guys probably know what I'm talking about. They have like these giant trash bags. They're big orange trash bags, and they have like a jack-o'-lantern face on it. So it was big fun for me to stuff those with leaves, and we would use those kind of as Halloween decorations. So that's the first thing that comes to mind. Have you ever picked apples? Yes, I've picked apples. I've been to apple orchards. We have some places out here that are various. There's like I think there's like a Wired's orchard. I know Domino's Farms, a few other places have apple picking. But for us growing up, my grandparents owned a lot of land out in the country. So they had just fruit trees, apple trees, pear trees, all kinds of stuff. So during the fall, we didn't prune them, I guess, as much as we could have, in the later years. But the apples would fall, and you could go pick the apples. So that was fun. We wouldn't do it all the time, but it's definitely something that I guess if you have it, you don't appreciate it. So I do wish I could go back and pick some apples from that. But yes, I have been apple picking before. Would enjoy, one autumn location. So if I could enjoy one autumn location, where would it be? I'd have to say, if I was answering this like a year ago, when I was still out west, I certainly would have said Michigan, just because it's so gorgeous with the leaf change and the water and the Great Lakes. I would have said Michigan. So I would say for me, I'm just thankful that I'm out in an area that has foliage change. I know that there are other places in the country where you can really go in and see all the beautiful leaves and everything like that. But I would say for me, if I could pick one location, would be really just to go up north to our Upper Peninsula and just go to like a really remote area and maybe just get a cabin in the woods and just enjoy the beautiful, beautiful scenery before the leaves change. So I would say probably the Upper Peninsula. And then, do I have any autumn traditions? I would say just now as an adult, my autumn tradition is, once it hits September, decorating, kind of like what I said for my favorite things to do for fall, or I guess it relates to the second question, autumn activity, just decorating for fall, enjoying the season, enjoying the weather, especially now I'm back in my home state before it gets freezing cold. So decorating, candles, yummy foods, pumpkin spice lattes from Starbucks, and just kind of being immersed in that and enjoying the beautiful weather before it gets absolutely freezing. Tradition-wise, I would say that kind of comes more when it comes to like Halloween, Thanksgiving. Growing up, we did, at least in my neighborhood, we had a lot of houses in our subdivision / area that would decorate for Halloween. It was really, really big. So when I was little, and I guess I don't equate for some reason Halloween and fall. Halloween's kind of like its own entity to me, but we would decorate our house up. My dad actually made like this life-size dummy that we called Freddy Krueger, and had like a creepy mask on, and he made it life-size, and we would like prop it up on the porch and hand out candy, and like the little kids were scared of it because they thought it was a real person that was gonna like jump out at them. So tradition-wise, when I was younger, definitely decorating for Halloween. I could not wait till like 2 weeks out before Halloween because I'd be dragging all the decorations out of the attic. So my dad was really cool that way. He let me just kind of decorate and do whatever I wanted. And then I would say for Thanksgiving, just spending time with family. There's a lot of times we would go, to either side of my grandparents' houses. I was fortunate enough to be able to grow up with both sets of my grandparents for the most part, and we would just always do Thanksgiving. I would usually, on my dad's side of the family, when I would go, I would always make pumpkin pie. I had this little recipe I was so proud of, so I always made that. And then deviled eggs. So anytime we would do stuff, it's just more so traditional wise, I think that most people do, Thanksgiving and Halloween. So, but those are my fondest memories. I absolutely love fall. I would say it's probably one of my favorite seasons. If we could just keep the temperature here like in mid 70s, that'd be like perfect year round, right? So like I said, this is going to be my first fall back home. I'm looking forward to it, but I know after fall quickly comes cold, freezing Michigan winter. So I'm going to enjoy it now while I can. So you guys, this has been a little bit of a longer video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Sean, for tagging me in this. This was really, really fun to do. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Like I said at the beginning of the video, comment down below if any of these questions really jump out at you. Let me know what your favorite traditions are, your favorite fall scents, your favorite fall activities. If you guys have had the opportunity to see gorgeous fall foliage, comment down below. Before I sign off, you guys, I want to let you know I am on Instagram. You can come find me at life, L-I-F-E _ with W-I-T-H and the letter L. If you follow me, I will most certainly follow you back. And you guys, thanks for sitting with me. This is almost a 15-minute long video. Typically don't do ones this long, but I hope you enjoyed it. It was a nice little break for me, and you got to listen to me ramble about some of my favorite fall things. You guys, that is it for me today. As always, I hope you are having an awesome day, an awesome evening, an awesome weekend, whatever time it is you're watching this video. Until next time, we'll see you later. Bye, guys.